Hi guys, don't I look sexy? I'm starting off today because I'm going to do a foundation and how I contour my face video, but I'm starting off with this mask because I want to tell you, and I need to have, I haven't done it in a while and I usually do it twice a week, and this product is the best I've come across for masks. So I have spent so much money on the Glam Glow ones that I think I've got like 4 or 5 different ones, and nothing compares to this, what I'm going to show you. I've done it in a previous video way back at the beginning of my channel, but it is the LUSH Cup O Coffee. So what's so good about this, you're probably thinking, but 1, it's natural. 2, it is a mask and an exfoliator in one. So it says face and body mask, take a shot to the face with stimulating caffeine and exfoliating coffee grounds. So you can see it's got chunks. It doesn't dry like a mud mask type thing, but the chunks of coffee, when you wash it off, so you leave it on for about 15-20 minutes, and when you wash it off, you get your face cloth, and instead of just washing it off like you would be washing your face, you sort of do it in circular motions like that, and while you're doing that, it exfoliates all the dead skin and crap that's on your skin. And once I've used this, like even for the first time, it makes a huge difference. So if you feel your skin beforehand, and mine felt kind of rough and dry, so not lumpy like pimply, but rough and sort of dry like just dead skin that's been left there. So like I said, I usually use this twice a week and I haven't been doing so, but I wanted to show you that because it is the best mask I have ever used, and it's not expensive. So this is 150 grams, and I think it was like $14 or something like that. You can get the bigger one, but this one in particular, I also have another one that is more of a mud mask and it still exfoliates, but this one is the best. Plus it smells so good. If you like coffee, you'll love this. But you need to go check it out, because I hate going into the store because the smell of it is just overpowering. It gives me a headache, makes me feel sick. I like to get in there and get out. I don't like using all their bath bombs and all that sort of stuff, but I do use their lip scrubs, which I was originally using as my face scrub, but just very gently, until the guy there put me onto this one, and I've non-stop used it since. I've just been lacking lately, but my daughters also use this and they love it. So I'm sure if you go and get yourself some, you will not regret it. So I'll leave the link down below for LUSH and write the exact one that I have. Yeah, so I'm going to go take this off, and then I'm going to come back and show you what I do with my foundation and contour routine. So I'll go and I'll be back in a moment. My gosh, my face feels so much better now that I've used that mask and exfoliating, or the exfoliating mask. Yes, so I'm going to start off with what I use on my face. I use all sorts of different foundations, but today I'm using Clinique, even better. I will put everything down below. I like this because it's a dewy sort of foundation. Now what I do with my foundation, which a lot of other people don't, I don't actually like to use a lot of foundation. Like I like to do a good coverage. Oh my goodness, I didn't even bring in a foundation brush. I'll go grab one. Got one. It's my Morphe M439. So yes, I don't like cake face, and I mean, some younger people can get away with a little bit more foundation, but at my age, no. it doesn't look good. I mean, it always looks good on Instagram and, you know, photos, but out in the big wide world, out in public, if you have too much foundation on, it just looks sometimes a little ridiculous. Sorry, my face is a little red from that exfoliating. So yes, I don't like to add a lot. And sometimes I don't even use concealer under my eyes. I don't get dark underneath there. So sometimes I use the majority of the product in the center part of my face, and then when it comes to the outside, I tend to just use whatever's kind of left over on the brush. I do need a little bit more though, because I have not done my forehead. This is a really good concealer. It's one of my favorites. Has been for years. Got a really red dot there. I find sometimes when, like I've seen people get their makeup done for formals at some places like MAC, and they really do pack on the foundation, and like I said, once you're outdoors in natural light, it doesn't look great. So this is a dewy one, and today, for the sake of this video, I will add a little bit of concealer, but I'm just going to literally put it just a few little dabs under my eyes. If you can hear any background noise, it's my children, who are teenagers, by the way. So you don't need to do that massive triangle that a lot of people do. That's an Instagram sort of, cover that pimple. That's an Instagram sort of look. So I'm just going to set all that with my Laura Mercier, I think it's just the translucent powder. So I'm just going to set that lightly. I mean, under my eyes I have to set anything. And I never do a huge amount of powder. Got a hair somewhere there. I also like the RCMA No Colour powder. I'm kind of just putting this down so it's not as dewy, but so that the other products I put on doesn't sort of bunch up in one area. Pop that aside. Now, contouring. A lot of people make the mistake of contouring with a warm color. With contouring, you're basically creating a shadow. Now, if I turn sideways, you can already see that I naturally have high cheekbones, but I want to continue with that if I wanted to contour a little bit more. So that shadow is not warm at all. It's cool toned. So contouring is with a cool toned color, not warm like the bronzers. So I'm going to be using the Focallure Sculpt and Glow. It's a really good cool toned shade, an ashy sort of brown, and I tend to stick to brushes like this that have a sharp edge but you can still blend it a little. Pop some on, start here at the ear. Now I'm going to follow that natural shadow that I already have and blend that. Now once I put on a bronzer to blend a bit more, it doesn't look as noticeable, and with blush, but it has to be a cool toned shade. Then you go ahead with a bronzer and blend ahead with the bronzer. So you're just creating a shadow. Now the other thing I like to do, and a lot of people do this to slim down their nose or change their nose shape. My nose doesn't need slimming down. I've already got quite a narrow nose. I purely do this because the foundation gives that flat look around here with all the one colour. So I go down the sides of my nose with that same contour shade, the cool shade. And I'm just doing it to create dimension so that it just doesn't look as flat. And that makes a difference already. The other area I like to do, and anyone does this sort of to sharpen up the jawline, I like doing it because since I've aged, this area drops down a bit, so my jawline isn't as sharp as what it used to be. So I do the same thing, but I kind of start here, so it cuts off that area by creating a shadow. So I'll sort of just go there. My God, my kids are making all sorts of noise out there. Acting like lunatics. See how I'm sort of cutting that off and then I'll drag that under where you won't see it. It just gives more of a sharper jawline. And you can do that here underneath there too if you need to, if you've got a little bit of a double chin. I don't have a double chin, but I seem to have a double area here. Okay, so that's the cool tone shade down. And yeah, it's funny when I watch videos and people, not funny, but when I watch people and they're contouring and they're using a warm shade. No, you have to start with a cool tone shade there to create that shadow. So I'm just using the NYX matte bronzer today. I've got a bunch of different bronzers, but I'm just using this one. So I will start off here, just blending that area. And then I'll go around my temples. And I have quite a large forehead, so I definitely go up there. Just around the hairline. My hair looks really bad at the moment. I haven't been to the hairdresser to get all these roots done. Because of being in isolation, a lot of the hairdressers were shut. So just blending there around near the ear where that cooler contour is. I might just add a little bit just around here because I look a little pale. Just sort of close my eyes and do underneath there because it's the same thing, I look a little pale. Okay, so I'm going to go to the blush. and I'm just using a Revolution palette. And you want to place it, I mean, I like to do the apples, but sort of in between here and where you would put your highlighter. I think I was a little heavy-handed on the apples of my cheeks there. And I often blend up to my temple as well with that. Don't ask me why, I just do. Now with highlighting, I think most of you would probably know the best place to highlight is where the light naturally hits when you move your face around. So would be, I don't ever go beyond, like from here to sort of, or if I go around here, don't take it any further than here. Just finish off that. Okay, so highlighter, I'm using a Revolution again, the SOPHX one, this one, and you can use any sort of colours for these ones. I like champagne toned ones, so see you can, and I don't go too heavy handed on the highlighter. I like more of a natural, I like it noticeable, but I like more of a natural one, not a stripe of shimmer. Some shimmer eyeshadows work well for this as well. So if you compare this side to this side, you can see this sort of, just make sure you blend out those edges. Do the same here. Make it a little stronger. And if you like that heavier highlight look, you can always spritz the brush with, you know, one of the setting sprays, or even water if you're that desperate. Like if you don't have any handy. And I always do my nose, just that area. And that's pretty much it for the foundation and highlight and contour, blush. It's just a natural sort of, you know, summery, shimmery, just that, just simply adding a highlighter makes your skin, even if you're wearing like a matte foundation, say, will give that luminous sort of look. But just remember that contouring is creating shadows, so you need to have a cool tone, there's me, a cool tone shade. It has to be cool toned, it can't be warm toned. I mean, you can skip, I could skip the contouring because I already have a natural shadow there, because I was lucky and blessed with my grandmother's high cheekbones, so I already have a natural shadow there. You can always sort of deepen it up a little bit afterwards if you feel like it's necessary. Like I'll do a little bit more now, but it's not really necessary on me. Mine just naturally just goes down like this. It doesn't go sort of across that way. But yes, I definitely like contouring the nose just to give dimension and more of a 3D sort of look, rather than being really flat in the center of my face and having all this color and contour around the perimeters of my face. So yeah, very simple, just And I love this brush. I've had it for years. I don't even know where it's from. I think it's just one cheap eBay brush that has worked really well. But you can contour with, I don't like the Eda brush, or the whatever the brush, it came out and, you know, everyone was loving it and I got it and I hated it. I think I just like the precise edges of this and then, you know, blend it down the side of my nose. So yeah, that's how I contour and highlight and all that jazz. I know I do a lot of eyeshadow videos, but thought it was time to do a bit more of the face rather than just sticking to the eyes all the time. But hopefully you found this helpful. Yeah, if you have any comments, questions, anything like that, please leave them down below and I will get back to you. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. That's always good. And please subscribe to my channel because I would highly appreciate more subscribers. But yeah, don't know what the next video will be, but I will see you then. Alrighty then. Okay. Bye.